We've seen the check. It's in the legal filings. The check was written directly out of a client trust. It's appalling. So I'm not surprised that the judge said, yeah, that's directly traceable. Give it back. Will there be other things that are that directly traceable? Maybe not that many. But if she's looking at millions and millions in debt, wouldn't she rather sell the earrings to pay off her own debts than have them taken by the bankruptcy trustee? I think so.
Yeah, and I think on top of that, if your thought process is like, I am innocent, I didn't know anything, why should I ever give over these $1.4 million
Right.
earrings? They're mine.
Yep.
I didn't know this was client funds. That's how is that my problem?
And it seems that that's the perspective she's coming from. And again, if I'm her lawyers, it's you need to prepare for what's coming down the road. Like, this isn't done. The other shoe hasn't dropped. So if one of the few assets that she has are clothes and jewelry, you would try to hold on to those things until you needed to leverage them to get yourself out of this hole
Yes.
or pay your lawyers.
I mean, to your point, I mean, I know you don't know for sure, but I mean, how is this being paid for? I mean, I don't understand it.
No idea. No idea. And it's one of those things that's so private. Could there be somebody paying for her lawyers on her behalf? Sure. Could it be something she's paying out of her housewife salary? Sure. I mean, I have no idea how much she gets paid on Housewives. It's definitely not something I keep up with, but she's in a ton of litigation and it is going to be very, very expensive.
Right. Like these lawyers, I mean, it could be over $1 million a year, right? Or
I
am
mean,
I?
I think it could be. I don't think that's wild to think. I'm sure that the attorneys are probably trying to work with her in awareness of what the circumstances are. But, there's, again, lawyers are not going to go without. Like, they're kind of like the IRS that way. They're going to get paid.
They're going to get paid. And in my experience I've sued some people in my time, you know, you don't go very long. There's no 9 months until the
Oh,
payment
no,
is due,
no.
and you're not, Nicole Kidman, where, you say you didn't want to pay and you have a great case. And there's a lot of lawyers that don't want to be associated with Erika Jayne. So I don't think this is like, let's just do this for the credit
Oh,
next
they're
to our
not doing
name.
it for the clout, right? They're
Yeah.
definitely not doing this for the exposure, if you will. And it's a rare case. I mean, there are definitely cases where lawyers will take it because it will bolster their image or it will further their firm or it furthers their view of the world or law that they want to see changed. This is not that case. This is a bankruptcy case that's an absolute mess.
An
This is a lot of
absolute
work.
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can't get over this. I'm like, how is this being paid for? All in, she probably makes like $1 million on Housewives ish.
And I mean, it's going to be a lot of legal fees, but wouldn't it be fascinating to be on the backside of all of the litigation and see what's going on behind the scenes? So yes, it would absolutely be interesting to see. I don't think most bankruptcy lawyers aren't like, I'm taking this because it's interesting. That's generally not how they do things.
Right. I mean, well, what do you think? Just, do you think that she knows? Like, do you think she's innocent? Do you think she knew?
I still don't know what she knew. And I'm of two minds because can I see a younger wife to a powerful man that even other lawyers seem to be scared of, not asking a ton of questions? Yes, I can. But does she talk in the book about how she's an equal partner? Yes. But could some of that just be puffery of her trying to raise her own status to try to appear not grander than she is, but to try to appear as more of an equal partner and not just the wife that's, getting her American Express bills paid for? Possibly. And so I can see it both ways. Do I think Tom was coming home every night being like, hey, we're sure moving this money around out of our client trust accounts? No, I don't think he was keeping her in the loop that way at all. And I think that because she put it out there that they were equal partners so much, if that really wasn't the case, we're seeing her having to backpedal a little bit and be like, actually, I really was more of a, I pay your bills. Do not give me a hard time, show up, be pretty, be fun. Don't ask me any questions. And we're seeing more and more of that. Is that wild to think that that's what happened? No, but the behavior after she found out this was going on is just a little harder to take. She definitely got very defensive quickly.
Right. And that's what I think people can't get over.
Yes.
Do you think, let's say that she knew whatever, like, do you think that she feels she's innocent? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think this act of hers is like, that's what the lawyers are telling me? Or do you think she really, truly feels? I'm just curious your opinion. I mean, you don't know for
I don't
sure.
know
Like,
how much we know. I mean, I don't know how much we know anyone that's on reality TV, but it definitely seems like she feels that this was also done to her by Tom, and that she is left in this position by Tom, and that none of this is her fault.
right.
Yeah.
And do you think, again, you don't know for sure, do you think that Tom did this for her, like for himself? Like, I'm brilliant and look at me and no one's going to know. Or do you think this was truly an 80-year-old man, 70 at the time, 60, whatever it is, they're still 30 great. Like,
Yeah.
I can't lose this. And look at this woman. This is what she needs.
I don't know if it was about her or if it was about his own ego. Tom definitely seems to have, from all accounts, a very, very healthy sense of himself. And I wonder how much this was going on before he and Erika were married, because there are claims that have dated back, decades in this. So do I think all of a sudden he got married to Erika Jayne and was like, oh, we've got to get more money to cover this? No, I don't think that marrying someone can make you turn completely unethical and to the point where you are stealing millions from clients. I think that has to be somewhat internal. Yes, it might be easier once the ball's rolling and you don't get caught to have somebody to spend it with, but I don't think you can take an ethical lawyer and be like, no, just, it's fine. Your client's got, millions and millions. And yeah, you get 40% of that, but we need a little bit more. Where this money went is still deeply confusing to me, because it can't have all just gone to their lifestyle. It's, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Where does it go?
Well, that's what people want to know. A lot of people think that, Erika has something somewhere hidden, and
In the Caymans with Army Hammer, is that where it is?
I mean, that's what, all these conspiracy theories. What about the fact that, we saw like on the show recently where Sutton's like, I was contacted by a lawyer in Illinois, and now there's all this like Kyle might be I mean, is Erika a liability for these women? Is that a possibility?
Not legally. Do they feel like she's a liability socially? I think Sutton clearly feels that way. She's like, I don't want my name connected to any of this. I run a business. I have my name and my reputation. I don't want to be tied to it. And I think if this had happened 5 or 6 years ago on the show, we might not have seen that conversation, but the world has changed. Social media has changed. Social media will do a guilty by association real fucking quick.